In Mississippi Grind, you play a poker player who's in trouble, and you go on a kind of road stroke gambling trip with the guy you just met.
Yeah.
What was it that spoke to you about that role when you were offered it?
Oh, I adored the script. I thought that Jerry was a great character. I thought that the the heart that you see developing in that film by the time you get into it was fantastic. It was, yeah. Jerry's kind of Jerry's a bit of a dream role. Jerry's fantastic.
Is it because he's flawed that he's a dream role?
Oh, very much. I mean, look, I think that, it's a little bit like the Leonard Cohen song, about the cracks and how that's how the light gets in, It's really characters that have that and facets and dimensions are always going to afford you, I think, more apparent angles to come at things from, and that makes him, that makes him a real joy in that way.
And did your own poker skills improve during the making of the film?
Yeah, they did. They did. Look, I was a home game poker player, but I was very, very lucky to have Anthony to take us to poker and. And teach me what he knew, and he's a professional poker player. And I did well for a while. And then I didn't do well for longer. And in fact, I lost a lot of money on that job.
And don't actors make good poker players? You'd imagine they would.
I think actually that's I actually think that it's one of the lesser skills of poker. Really, something that counts a lot more, I think, is understanding the card mechanics and that kind of stuff. But yeah, actors probably, I don't know. I think probably not, because acting, you are attempting most times to display a feeling and rather than hiding a feeling.
Was it a trip for you filming in that part of the world in Louisiana?
Yeah, yeah, very much. I mean, and we shot in Mobile in Alabama, and you get to shoot in Mobile. You're kind of in a heaven of sorts. If you're not from the States, this is fantastic. You get to go to St. Louis, and we shot in some fantastic places. Fantastic places.
Your film Slow West is also showing here at KVIFF, and apparently it's a kind of fresh take on the Western. Could you tell us something about that film?
Yeah, absolutely. It is the collaboration between John McClane, who is the writer-director, and Michael Fassbender, who had made some really great little short films together. And Slow West is a really meditative take on this sort of bounty hunter trail, and this central love story of the central character who pines from the old country for this girl that's gone off into the American hinterlands. And then a couple of bounties get popped on their heads, one for a safe return and another one for a killing, la la la. Michael Fassbender's a bounty hunter. So am I. Michael Fassbender used to ride with my posse, and he went off on his own, as they do. And so my character Payne hangs around and pops in to see, what Silas, Michael Fassbender's character, might be doing with this bounty object.
A few years ago you made a huge impact with Animal Kingdom, in which you play a totally scary guy. Did that role impact how you were seen, either in terms of people being personally afraid of you or getting more offers of roles?
Oh, look, undoubtedly. I mean, you draw a line in the sand between before and after Animal Kingdom. It's a pretty profound difference. Yeah, and I think people sometimes were. Yeah, I think Pope affected people in that way that they, some of them felt a little wary.
I was reading you're going to be in Star Wars Rogue One. I'm sure you can't talk about it very much, but is it a big deal for you being in a Star Wars movie? Were you somebody who grew up on that stuff?
Look, I certainly did, but as far as I know, I'm not in a Star Wars movie, so I know there's a lot of active speculation, and look, no one's going to be happier than me if I do end up being in a Star Wars film. But I mean, look, Star Wars, I loved it.